everyone, 'tis I. I want to talk about the reverse of abuse, and some people might disagree and some people might agree, but this is just me throwing it out there to give folks something to think about. I don't know about you, but I have been estranged from my daughter for over a decade, and that's just the way it is. I will tell you what happened, which probably was a very sad and poignant moment. I had been disconnected from my daughters for about a decade by this time. My maternal grandmother, had turned 100 years old, had her birthday party, which was really exciting. Neither of my daughters attended the party, and I didn't expect them to. And so when I went to see my grandmother after her party to show her all of the pictures, she notified me that she was going to go see her doctor because she had thought she had a cold, and lo and behold, the following Monday, I was informed that she had congestive heart failure and she would not make it. So I asked my sisters to reach out to my daughters so they could come and say goodbye. And while I was sitting there at the foot of my grandmother's bed, which was in her living room, my youngest daughter showed up, sat to the left of my grandmother, closer to her upper body. And so my daughter was within 3 feet from me. I thought, hopefully, that there would be some sort of exchange. But when I attempted to speak to my daughter, she picked up her cell phone and just ignored me. At that moment, in a time that I should have been allowed to just just spend some wonderful last moments with my grandmother, it was disrupted. I can't make someone be kind to me, but when I was ignored, and after my daughters at the funeral were told to go and at least give me a hug, say, at least say sorry, they said, we're adults, we don't have to. And there comes a point in time as a parent or individual that you have to decide what your rock bottom is. I have proof of the exchange because when my youngest daughter walked in and sat adjacent to my grandmother right next to me, someone recorded the exchange. And it shows what happened. It shows me being ignored. It shows my daughter on her cell phone. And also people recorded her sitting on the couch next to other people, chatting them up, talking about her kids and this and that. And there was nothing. And I finally had my breaking point. I think she showed up every day and ignored me. And I finally said to my sisters, if they show up again, I'm going to talk to them. And I was informed by my older sister, if you talk to them, I'm going to call the cops on you. I said, you go right ahead. So you have to decide what your rock bottom is. You have to decide that you cannot and will not tolerate someone treating you with disdain and disrespect when you have not done anything to deserve someone being that unkind to you. I'm very emotional about this because a lot of parents think they have to tolerate abuse from their sons and daughters, and they simply do not. Even if you gave birth to someone and you're supposed to be a loving mom, and loving moms would, always be there for their kids, there comes a point in time when you have to realize your children are adults that are not being kind to you. And if someone were to be unkind to you, a stranger, you wouldn't tolerate it. And also, you have to realize you deserve as much kindness as you put into this world. You may have not been a perfect parent, but gosh darn it, you don't deserve to be disrespected and swore at and abused and whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically, financially abused. You have to cut them free. You have to decide what your rock bottom is, and you have to cut them free. So, with that said, what is your rock bottom? I know what mine is. And it took a couple of years. And after that, I said, I am done. So, anyways, that's all I've got. And I'll be back.